Welcome to Soul and Love Stories ride you won't forget. Picture this. Emily, a broke LA girl juggling jobs and grandma's bills, trips over her own feet in a taco-scented alley, donuts flying everywhere. Enter Nathan, a scruffy dude with killer eyes who picks up her mess. She thinks he's just a chill beggar, but spoiler, he's a millionaire CEO hiding from his old life. Will their vibe turn from donut disasters to true love? Or will his secret blow it all up? Hit like if you're ready for laughs, tears, and caffeine-fueled romance. Comment your city. Where are you vibing with us? Subscribe now. Let's get to 1,000 subs and drop 1,000 hearts on this wild story. Press play. This LA love tale's too good to miss, dudes. Emily Carter, 24, is a poor girl living in a tiny apartment in Brooklyn, Los Angeles, a place where even dreams have to wait in line. She juggles waitressing, delivery gigs, and caring for her grandma with a bad heart, all to keep hospital bills from turning into a full-blown nightmare. Today's the big day. She's got an interview at an ad agency, her last shot at cash before the hospital pulls grandma's aid. Emily bolts out the door, clutching a box of donuts she borrowed from her coffee shop side hustle, muttering, "If I nail this, I swear I'll buy a dozen donuts to make up for it, plus a latte." But LA isn't kind to the rushed. In a damp alley near a 24/7 taco joint, where salsa fumes mix with exhaust to create that Hollywood flavor, Emily's worn-out sneakers slip on a dirty puddle. She crashes down, donuts flying everywhere, knee slamming into the ground. "I swear on this donut, LA hates me," she yells, wincing in pain and frustration, clutching her leg as the round pastries roll under an old Hollywood sign above. Just then, a guy steps out from the alley's shadows. He looks rough, torn jacket, scruffy beard, but his eyes shine like headlights on Sunset Boulevard. "LA hates everyone," he says, his deep voice laced with a tease. "But at least you've got me to pick up the pieces." He bends down, gathering the mud-caked donuts, handing her the least wrecked one. Emily glares, ready to snap, but stops short when he pulls a pristine white handkerchief from his pocket and wipes the blood off her knee. "You should chill a bit. These streets don't forgive," he says, bandaging her up with surprising skill. Emily's stunned, forgetting the sting, noticing only the faint cologne wafting from the cloth. Fancy, way too nice for this alley. "What, are you some wandering doctor or something?" she asks, half joking, half suspicious. He chuckles softly, replying vaguely, "I used to have the whole world in my hands. Now it's just this." Emily frowns, confused, but shoves some spare change and half a granola bar into his hand. "Don't say no. I don't like owing anybody, even the donut rescue guy," she says, trying to sound tough. They chat briefly. He calls himself Nathan, homeless, jobless, but his words carry a weird depth. "Life's like this alley, grimy, but there's a way out if you look," he says, his gaze drifting like he's recalling somewhere far from LA. Emily finds him intriguing, though she's not sure why. "You talk like a philosopher, but you look like a guy who just lost a Super Bowl bet," she quips, grinning wide. Nathan smirks, as if her words brushed against a secret he's keeping. The interview's a bust, so Emily limps home, stomach growling, mind stuck on the weird hobo's eyes. On the way, she calls Grandma, voice low. "I flopped again, Gran. Hospital's cutting aid soon, and I even dropped the donuts." Grandma's raspy laugh crackles through. "Don't stress, kiddo. Sometimes falling hard is the best way to get back up." Emily sighs, unsure if she's right. Back home, she digs for her keys, dropping Nathan's handkerchief. She picks it up, sniffs the pricey cologne, muttering, "What kind of homeless dude uses stuff this fancy?" Probably some broke hipster. She tosses it on the table, oblivious that this alley encounter wasn't random. It's the start of a story that'll change her life forever. After that taco alley run-in, Emily never expected Nathan to become a regular in that shadowy corner. He was always there, perched on an old wooden crate next to the 24/7 joint, watching LA's hustle with a calm vibe, like he was chilling at an indie film screening. One day, while zipping by on a delivery, she caught him devouring a tattered book. "What are you reading so hard for, dude?" she asked, hands on hips. Nathan flashed the cover, Finance for dummies, and smirked. Studying so I don't go broke again. Emily cracked up. Broke but chilling here? You're an LA genius, man. One freezing winter day, with wind slicing through the alley like it wanted to ice over Hollywood, Emily spotted Nathan again. He looked rougher, coughing hard, his left leg wrapped in a filthy, blood-stained rag. She almost kept walking, but her conscience nagged. If you keel over here, I'll look like the creep, she muttered, then spun around and barked, Follow me, but just one night, got it? Nathan hesitated, but the cold and fever won him over with a nod. She led him to her crumbling apartment, tossing out a warning, If you're some weirdo or thief, all I've got to give is a rusty pot. Inside the cramped space, Emily set a trap right away. She plopped a fake wallet stuffed with coins on the table, eyeing Nathan like a wannabe detective. He didn't touch it, just neatly folded the blanket she chucked at him and sat quietly. Aha, you didn't take it. Super suspicious, she yelled, pointing accusingly. Nathan chuckled softly. I don't need your loose change. Emily huffed, cooked some ramen, and shoved a bowl at him, grumbling, Eat this. Don't starve in my house and make me call 911. He thanked her, ate slowly, then suddenly rummaged through her kitchen. What are you doing? She hollered, thinking he was looting. But he just grabbed eggs, fired up the stove, and tried making an omelet. The result? Smoke everywhere, eggs charred black, and Emily rushing to kill the burner, shouting, This is why I only trust the pizza guy. You trying to torch my place? Nathan scratched his head, grinning sheepishly. Pizza won't burn your house down, but this stove's got me beat. Next morning, Nathan didn't bolt. He quietly fixed her flickering light bulb with one slick twist, like a pro straight out of Home Depot. Emily gawked. Where'd you learn that? YouTube University? Nathan shrugged. Life's taught me more than you'd guess. Then he spotted her busted old coffee maker, tapped it a few times, muttering, I used to have a whole tech crew for this. It whirred back to life, and Emily's jaw dropped. Homeless, but fixing stuff like Tony Stark? What's your deal? She figured he was joking, but started clocking odd details. The way he stacked dishes like he had OCD, how he scribbled notes on a donut wrapper like some office nerd, and those sharp eyes that didn't scream hobo at all. Still, she kept her guard up. When Nathan asked about Grandma, Emily sighed. She's got a bad heart. Hospital bills are crushing me. I don't want her stressing, so I fake that everything's fine. Nathan looked at her, eyes softening. You're tougher than you think, Emily. The compliment threw her off. She wasn't used to anyone noticing her, especially not some alley dude. That night, Nathan crashed on the floor while Emily sprawled on the sofa, clutching the handkerchief he'd given her. She sniffed its faint cologne, muttering, Homeless my foot? What bum uses fancy stuff like this? Probably some jobless hipster. She smirked at her dumb theory, but couldn't deny it. Nathan was warming up her little dump of an apartment. He was a puzzle she wanted to crack, even if she wasn't ready to admit it yet. Nathan didn't bounce after one night like Emily demanded. He stuck around, quietly turning her tiny dump of an apartment into something less of a disaster. He wiped down dust, fixed a leaky pipe with a wrench she'd snagged at a flea market, and even folded newspapers into little storage boxes for Grandma when she called to check in. Kiddo, you eating okay? Emily grumbled at him. You planning to leave anytime soon? I'm not running a charity here, dude. But she let him stay, telling herself, probably just 'cause he fixes stuff for free. Not like I'm going soft. One evening, Emily shoved her sloppy resume, scribbled on a taco wrapper, into Nathan's hands. Check this out for me? He grabbed a pen, tossed in fancy words like multitasking and problem solver, cleaning it up like some LinkedIn pro. How are you so good at this? Don't tell me you used to do HR, she said, squinting suspiciously. Nathan shrugged. I've seen a lot of resumes like this. Next day, she got an interview email from a big shot company. Emily was stoked but skeptical, muttering, homeless and editing resumes like a boss? Maybe he was a boss somewhere. They got closer, though Emily fought to keep her walls up. One time she made him brew coffee, saying, You fixed the machine, so you better know how to use it, right? Nathan grinned, stirred it with his hand instead of a spoon, and splattered it all over the table. Emily yelled, "If you're a CEO, then I'm the freaking President of the United States. What kind of mess is this?" Nathan wiped it down, teasing back, "Rule this kitchen first, Madam President." They cracked up, and for a second, Emily forgot the hospital bills looming over her head. But suspicion hit hard one night when Nathan dozed off on the sofa. His phone buzzed, a beat-up old iPhone she'd never seen him use. He mumbled in his sleep, "No, I'm not ready to go back to Blake Tech." Emily jolted, sneaking over to rifle through his torn jacket. She found an old ID card, ink smudged but legible. Nathaniel Blake, Blake Tech. Her heart pounded. "Corporate spy? Tax dodger?" she whispered, freaking out. The next morning, she bolted to the public library, hopped on a computer, and dug up an old article. Nathaniel Blake, Blake Tech CEO, missing after helicopter crash. The photo, him in a sharp suit, hair neat, matched those alley eyes perfectly. Emily's mind spun. A millionaire sleeping on her floor? She wanted to confront him but dreaded wrecking their easy vibe. Instead, she watched him closer. The way he held a mug like it was a martini at some swanky bar. How he stood tall even in a ratty Goodwill shirt. None of it screamed homeless. What's he hiding? She wondered, jotting in her notebook. Nathan, creep or millionaire? Watch out, she told herself. No, I don't like him. I just like free coffee. But a little voice shot back, yeah, right. Still, she couldn't deny he made her laugh more. One afternoon, Nathan shared how he once tried baking and torched the oven, while Emily recounted a delivery gig where a dog chased her down a hill, tacos flying. They sat on the floor, LA sunlight streaming through the window, and Emily thought, if he's for real, he's chiller than any guy I've met. But she shut it down fast. Nope, I don't trust people that easy. Guys are all drama. That night, Nathan handed her a mug of hot cocoa he'd made. No spills this time. Thanks for not kicking me out, he said, voice low. Emily met his gaze, his sincerity throwing her off. She grabbed the mug, muttering, don't think I'm soft. I just didn't want to trash the coffee maker, okay? Nathan gave a quiet laugh, saying nothing, but his eyes hinted at something deeper. Emily turned away, heart racing, telling herself, I can't like him, not yet. Nathan's secret was swirling in her head, but she wasn't ready to face it, not right now. Emily couldn't take the storm of doubt clouding her mind anymore. She needed the truth, and the chance came when she scored a part-time gig waitressing at a swanky Blake Tech Gala, hoping to scrape together extra cash for Grandma's hospital bills. That night, dressed in a uniform, hands trembling with a tray of champagne, she was torn between the job and Nathan. But then everything crashed down like a Hollywood drama pilot. Amid a sea of shiny suits, Emily froze when she saw Nathan on stage. No scruffy beard or torn rags. He rocked a perfectly tailored black suit, hair slicked back, introducing himself as Ethan Cole, interim Blake Tech director. His deep voice oozed charm like a Super Bowl ad. Emily nearly dropped her tray, but the real mess hit when a drunk VIP stumbled into her, soaking his shirt with champagne. What the hell are you doing? He roared. Before Emily could stammer an apology, Nathan swooped in, wiping the guy's shirt with a napkin, flashing a grin. Good booze needs a splash to steal the show, right? The guy calmed down, but then a Blake Tech staffer nearby whispered, Boss Blake? Nathan shot a glance, brushing it off. Wrong guy. But Emily caught every word. Her heart hit the floor. That night, when Nathan showed up at her apartment, Emily lost it. She flung his forgotten Nathaniel Blake ID card onto the table, yelling, Who are you to mess with my life? Nathaniel Blake or Ethan Cole? I let you in because I thought you needed me, not to play some slumdog millionaire game. Nathan paled, sinking into a chair, voice hoarse. I'm Nathaniel Blake, Blake Tech CEO. But I wasn't playing you, Emily. She cut him off, eyes brimming. Not playing. I trusted you when you crashed on my floor, laughed with you, and you stood there in a suit pretending I was invisible. Nathan met her gaze, pain etched in his eyes. After the helicopter crash, I survived. But Blake Tech tanked in a scandal. My partner embezzled millions. Money my mom left me before she died. She got scammed by that same guy, and I couldn't stomach that fake world anymore. I bailed, lived like a nobody to find myself again. Meeting you, that wasn't part of the plan. Emily shook her head, voice shaking. So what am I? A pit stop in your find yourself road trip? Nathan stepped closer, grabbing her hands. No, you're the only one who made me want to come back. I need you more than you know, but I was scared you'd see me as some heartless, rich jerk if I told the truth. Emily yanked her hands free, tears spilling. You don't get it. I didn't need your money. I needed the real you. I opened my door because I thought you were desperate like me, not some millionaire acting out a script. Rain pounded the windows as she pointed to the door. Get out. I need time. Nathan pleaded. Emily, I need you more than Blake Tech, more than anything. Don't kick me out. But she screamed, Go! He stood still for a moment, then nodded, stepping into the rain. Before leaving, he turned back, voice raw. Thanks for giving me a home, even just for a while. The door slammed shut, leaving Emily cradling her face on the sofa, whispering, I'm such an idiot for trusting a hot hobo. Outside, rain soaked Nathan's suit as he lingered nearby, staring up at her window. I'll prove it, Emily, he murmured. The climax exploded, leaving them both wrecked but cracking open a door to something new, if they could find their way back. 3 weeks after that fateful rain, Emily tried to erase Nathan from her mind. She worked, looked after Grandma, but the little apartment felt like a puzzle missing a piece. One morning, a package arrived, a sleek, tiny Blake Tech coffee maker, cute and shiny, along with a handwritten letter. Inside were transfer papers. Nathan had sold off his Blake Tech shares, handing the company over to someone else. The note read, Emily, I'm done with the CEO gig. I opened the Second Chance on the corner by that old taco alley. This coffee maker's from day one, for you. If you want to start fresh with Nathan, no suits, no drama, just the guy who burned your kitchen. I'm here. Emily smirked, muttering, This fancy thing, and you let me slurp ramen all that time? Her heart wouldn't sit still. She threw on a jacket, grabbed the beat-up donut box, the one that rolled around that first day, and headed to the Second Chance. Pushing the door open, she saw Nathan behind the counter, rocking an apron with a tiny Blake Tech logo stitched in the corner, fumbling with a coffee pour. He dropped the cup, splashing himself, and Emily laughed. Still the kitchen pyro, huh? Nathan looked up, sheepish. Yeah, but now I've got you to put out the flames, right? She stepped closer, teasing. If I marry you, who's gonna deliver my donuts? He fired back, me, but don't expect me on time. I've been late to board meetings. They faced each other, no secrets left. Nathan wiped his hands on the apron, saying, I'm no good at Hollywood apologies, but I swear, no more hiding. I just want to be Nathan. No CEO, no Allie, just me. Emily studied him, his eyes honest like that day she handed him granola. She held up the donut box. I didn't drop it this time. Truce? Nathan grinned, nodding. Truce. But you gotta try my coffee. No fires, promise. Emily took the apron he offered, slipping it on, quipping, Need a sidekick today, boss? Nathan shot back. Big time. Just don't wreck the machine like me. They stood side by side behind the counter, brewing coffee, laughter ringing out as Emily mimicked his hand-stirring fiasco, spilling it again. L.A. sunshine streamed through the glass, lighting them up. A simple, real new start. Later, Emily asked, Why the second chance? Nathan met her gaze, voice low. Because you gave me a second shot at being real. Now I want us to have a second shot at love. Emily blushed, muttering, Cheesy like a Hallmark flick, but I'm into it. She turned, whispering, Grandma was right. Falling hard was how I found you. Nathan chuckled, adding, And I fell out of a chopper to find you. They didn't need jets or glitz, just this little coffee shop where they rediscovered each other. The scene fades with them outside the shop, watching LA's bustle, coffee cups in hand. Emily took a sip, teasing, Not bad, but next time, throw in a donut, okay? Nathan nodded. Deal! Morning light wrapped around them, a promise of true love sparked by a fall, and a donut. That's the end of Emily and Nathan's wild ride. From a donut disaster in an LA alley to a coffee-soaked "I do" at the second chance. Did their story make you laugh, cry, or crave a donut? Smash that like button if this rom-com roller coaster stole your heart. Drop a comment, Team Donut or Team Coffee, and where are you watching from? LA, NYC, somewhere with better tacos? Subscribe now. Let's hit 1,000 subs to brew 1,000 more love stories like this. Share this with your crew for a feel-good fix. And tell us, what's your second chance moment? Thanks for joining us. Catch you in the next rom-com adventure, dudes.